1827. My god, look at the size of this thing. Oh my god, look at the view. Hey, welcome to another walk video. So we've just come down this road here, which is a fantastic road. We're in the heart of Perthshire and we're just about to start on this path here. It's this path to Strathbran and that's 7.5 kilometres. I'm sure we're going to be doing some fantastic hill walking today. I mean, just look at the scenery. This is a path up to Little Glenshee and we're probably going to go through this little glen here. There's a farmhouse up here as well. So with the weather like this, we're going to get some fantastic views from the top. It is a little bit breezy, but it's pretty good. So come along and join us as we do another fantastic Scottish hill walk. So as usual, I'll make a map of this walk and it'll be available on my Patreon page if you want to download it from there. It'll also mark out the coordinates for the car park where we've parked up for the day. There's actually 2 car parks in that area where, you know, you can probably get, I don't know, maybe about 15, maybe 20 cars at a push. Today there was only 5. So that's good. This is just towards the start of May, so the lambs are out in the fields. We've seen a few already. Lovely weather. It is a bit windy though. Hopefully it won't be too bad up at the top of the hills. We've just passed the Little Glenshee farm there. So if you're coming up here in the car and you're using the sat nav, then if you search for Little Glenshee farm, you can navigate to that. Oh, there's a little rabbit running across the hill there. Probably doesn't come up on the camera. It's already looking really impressive. Oh, there's loads of rabbits on the right hand side. So 4 random trees in the middle of the glen. No other trees here. It is a bit windy here, but it's actually really nice. The sun is out, as you can tell. Quite warm. It is a cold breeze though. One of the things to note about coming along here is that there's no mobile phone reception. So, you know, if you rely on your phone for directions, you're not going to be in luck here. I do have a dodgy printout of a map, which I did before I came. So we roughly know where we're going, but not exactly. And that's alright. Coming up here to a pile of stones, there's a lot of really ancient like dry stone walls. I think this is another one. Oh, we split that sheep up there. Oh, there's lambs are there as well. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this looks like a little cottage or something from way in the past. And up ahead, just roughly about here, there's what looks like an abandoned farmhouse building and a couple other buildings as well, so we'll go and check that out. What a lovely day for a walk. Look at the scenery, absolutely amazing. So there's a split in the road here. You can go up to the right, which kind of loops back on itself and goes up these hills here. We're going to continue on straight on here over this gate, and we're going to do a bit of a side quest in a minute to go to that old ruin. So that's the path we could have taken to loop back. We're heading along this way. It's quite warm when the wind drops. Very lovely day. You can see for miles. There's a wind farm in the distance there. I'm not sure the name of that. I'll put it on screen anyway. as we've come out the other end of Glen Shee. So this is the west end of Glen Shee. We actually managed to get internet connection again, so we know where we're going on the maps on the phone. Anyway, we're going to take a path over to that ruined farmstead, I guess. At some point there should be another path off to the right, which we'll take on the way back. I reckon it's going to be good views when I get to the top of this little bit here. So there's a path that's heading off to the right up here. This is the path we're going to take eventually, but for now we're taking this path up to the abandoned farm place. So this is officially now a side quest, and we'll come back to this point to end the side quest. You know we love a side quest. It's getting quite windy up here. We're not even that high up. Fantastic views. So on the map this is called Rosecraig. Looks like maybe a building and 2 outhouses. Look at the spectacular views it has down the glen though. It's quite a substantial house this. Oh, it's got a stone plaque above the door. It will probably give you the date. Let's have a look. (1827). Wow. Looks like some other script above it, but it's fallen away. Wow. That's an old iron fireplace there. There's another one buried in there. There's a dead bird there. I think that's a grouse. Maybe. So that was inside the main farm building. Let's go and have a look and see what's back here. It's obviously been abandoned for a very long time, but I think quite a few people come here. There's quite a few tracks, including some horse prints, so I guess maybe those people that were on horses came here. Passed them earlier, so let's have a look over here. This is all padlocked up. The roof's collapsed. Okay, let's check out this other building. It's just another small outhouse, I think. But no roof on it at all. Oh, a bit weedy. Yeah, not much left of this building. But look at those incredible views. Anyway, we're going to stop here, have a cup of coffee and maybe a bite to eat, and then we'll continue on. But for now we're just going to chill out for a minute. Well, we just stopped there for a quick coffee and now we're heading back to where we were before. Oh, there's a bit of a bog here, I'm going to have to jump over that. Oh, there we go. Right. So we're just heading over this way. We're here. I think that's Glen Shee Hill. We're not actually going up that one today, we're skirting around it. And we're heading up this one here, which at the moment I can't remember what the name of it is, but I'll put it on the screen. Right, so let's get this side quest finished and get back onto the track. Where we were before, and now we're taking this left-hander, so that officially ends the side quest. And it was pretty cool looking at that old building. So it's very quiet out here, but there has been an airplane that went over San Francisco to Frankfurt. I checked it on flight radar. And anyway, so we're going to head this way and start to make an ascent of this hill here in front of us. And once we're up on top of that, I think it's just going to be trekking across the top. I don't think it's going to be much up and down, and hopefully not. And we should have really good views as well. So that's where we're at. Okay, so we need to get across this burn here. This is obviously the ford, but we're on foot. I do have my waterproof boots on. And it looks like there used to be a bridge here, but it's gone. Maybe just have to jump over. Just use this gate to get over the river, or burn. It's quite easy to do. There's another airplane going over. And now we're going to get over this deer fence. Not difficult at all. There was a gate right here to get through. So we're now heading, starting a bit of a climb. Don't think it's a very steep climb up this hill, but yeah, it's a bit relentless. I'm glad we got over the burn and through the fence. So just on a little bit further, there's another gate in the deer fence, but we're not going to go through that one. It seems counterproductive, but we're actually going away from the summit of the hill up this way. I think there's a track like this which will go all the way up, or at least I hope so. It looks like that on Ordnance Survey. We'll go and have a look. It's great views off to the left here. And we're being shadowed by those little birds on the fence that are creating quite a noise. I think they want us to follow them away from their nest. That's probably the deal. Okay, we're taking a right-hander here onto this less defined path, but it's kind of doubling back. Oh, actually, it's not too bad now. It joins this other one. Anyway, so you can see in front of us now the hill we're going to go up, and this area here. Now I'm going to attempt some Gaelic, in which I'm probably going to get this completely wrong. Corrie and T Siangain. I'll put it on the screen, you can read it. Okay, we're doing a bit of a zigzag path up here, just following this track. It goes up to the right here, but yeah, there's a big fence there. I might have to climb up the side of it. Looks as though it's all chained up. Let's have a look. Yeah, this might be difficult. Well, thankfully there's just enough space to squeeze through there. Thankfully we managed to get through. Had to take our backpacks off, of course. It was a bit of a squeeze. Anyway, now we're into this little section. It's kind of fenced off, but it should take us all the way to the top. Look at the size of the cairn on the top of this hill. Wow. Be over there in a minute. Wow, this is some construction. It's almost like a wall or half a house or something. I don't think there was ever a house here. Anyway, you never know. This is the summit then of Creag Liath. And wow, we're going to get some views up here. Let me just head over here. Wow, this is pretty cool. I'll call this the summit cairn over here. Very impressive. Now look at these views. If I swing this way a little bit up north, this is northerly direction. There's some hills here which have still got snow on the south side. So that's unusual, but pretty impressive. Now look at the views. So we're just going to have to make our way through the heather here. There's not really a path, but we're heading over to that gate there. So this is a good time to talk about my tick removal tool. I mention it on all these kind of walks when we're going through the heather. So it's always a good idea to take it with you. And also a first aid kit. Anyway, there you go. I've said it again. That, whatever it is, a bee or something, isn't very happy that we're coming down here. Right, we're almost there. Okay, I think we're just going to go down this way a little bit and then go into that green path there down that hill, go that direction. When we were stood up there, we disturbed at least 2 deer way off in the distance. We had our binoculars with us, so we had a quick look at them through the binoculars. It was pretty cool. You're just going to have to take my word for it, because I couldn't get it on camera, and you know, it doesn't zoom in that far because we're absolutely miles away, but it just goes to show how far you can see up here. And I think you can see in the camera just now just how far we can see. It's amazing. There's some fantastic other hills around here, so we might be back into this area at some point soon, hopefully. But for now, we're going to try and find this path down to the right and then see how we go. There's meant to be some kind of obelisk or something on one of the tops of the other hills we're going to visit today. So let's see if we can find that. So this path continues on to the right here down to Loch Tullybelton, which we might actually be taking if we can't find a path down from the hill up here. So we're heading up to Craig Gibbon and the obelisk at the top of the hill. So this might actually be another side quest, and we might actually be coming back down here, or we might find a path at the other side of the hill that goes straight down to the loch. But we'll see. Oh, there's a nice bit of water here. That's pretty cool. So we're calling this the summit of Craig Gibbon, and we're looking for the obelisk, and I believe it's in this pile of trees at the top of this mound over there. It's very unusual to see some trees on top of a hill, especially very old ones like that. So, and I can't see the obelisk, so I don't know what it looks like, but we're going to see. The path continues on over here, and then it sweeps down over to the right, and then goes through those, goes through that stone wall right there. So I guess that's the route up to it, so let's go and have a look. Really impressed with this mountain range just here. We haven't done that one before, but I think we're going to do it someday soon, hopefully this year. And down in here there's Glen Shee all the way down there. Looks really impressive, quite steep on this side, but there's quite a shallow incline over here, so it should be quite an interesting walk. Okay, we're just about to go into the trees, and there's this dry stone wall all the way around here. It's quite steep up here. I think we might have seen it in the trees just when we were down in the little valley there. And it looks pretty big, but let's get up here and have a look. My God, look at the size of this thing. What in the world is this doing up here? Now, there must be a story about this. I don't know what it is. I'll maybe look it up on the internet. If I find anything, I'll put it down on the bottom of the screen. But wow. And you can go inside. Oh my God, look at the view. let's go inside. Well, we could have sat here all day. What a fantastic view. This is a great place to come. But we decided to move on a little bit because the wind's actually picking up behind us here. We can hear it in the trees. So yeah, at the moment we're just going to backtrack a little way. Looks like somebody had a campfire over there. And then take a different path down the hill. So I think it's just back where we came for a while. This is us rejoining the track from earlier, and this time we're continuing on down to Loch Tullybelton. That brings an end to the side quest, and I think I'd rate that as the best side quest we've been on. What a fantastic thing to go and visit. Didn't expect it to be quite so big, and fantastic views as well, so I'm really glad we did that side quest. And now we're back onto the main route, and hopefully, I think it's all downhill from here. Still with fantastic views. These two hills here in front of us, this one here and this one here, we haven't been on today, but having looked at them on this walk, we're thinking we'll come back and do those as well on another day. There's a lot of potential around this area, so I'd say we're probably about 2/3 of the way around. So we're just crossing over this here, which I think is a little tributary to Ordie Burn, or it might be just all of it's Ordie Burn, and this area is called Horse Wells. I think it's the area rather than being some wells here for horses. Can't see any wells, definitely can't see any horses. Anyway, that's called Horse Wells. Okay, we're going to take a right-hander down here, but if we continue on this path straight ahead, it goes to Strathhead Wood. And there's quite a few different paths and turns and junctions around here. So we're just finding our own way down to the loch. And if you want to follow our route, don't forget you can download the map from Patreon, and it'll give you the route we took, so you know each left and right turn that we're going to take from now on. Anyway, the weather's closing in a little bit. It wasn't forecast to rain, but it does look as though it might. And it's certainly getting a bit more windy. I think we'll be okay though, and it's pretty much all downhill from here. At least I hope so. Right in front of me is an uphill bit, so I don't know, we'll see. So we're coming down here to Ordie Burn again. It's got a bit bigger than the last time we went across it. Looks really idyllic. I'm just going to go for it here. I've got my waterproof boots on, so let's get across. There we go. And yeah, we want to take a left just here. There's a big deer fence. Hopefully we can get through that gate. It's not locked. Fingers crossed. Well, I thought it was locked, but it's just tied with this piece of string. So yeah, I'm just going to undo this with one hand. Check this out. And we can get through. Of course, he tied it back up. It's always a thing to close the gates once you're through. And yeah, now we can continue along here. So there's a left turn here. If you go straight on, it goes up the hill, which we don't really want to do today. I'll go along this way. There's a lot of these bird feeders around, and we can hear a lot of pheasant. So they're obviously breeding them here, probably for shooting. So I'm kind of bracing myself for one to jump out the hedgerow at me, start squawking, because they always scare you. Anyway. See what happens. That was a bit of a climb, you can probably tell because I'm puffing away now. Anyway, amazing views continue. there's a ford just there, and looks quite tricky to get across, but thankfully we're not going that way. We're going this way and there's a bridge, so that's great. There's also loads of stuff for feeding pheasants, or maybe grouse, or maybe both, sitting around here, tons of it. Anyway, we're down off that hill. We've got to go around this one. Can't remember what the name of this one is. It's got a weird name, I'll put it on screen maybe. It's very idyllic, look at this. Log bridge, brilliant. And there's a sign there, it says Little Glenshee this way, so we know we're on the right track, that's great. Oh, I maybe spoke a little too soon about it being downhill all the way, because we have a little bit of uphill here. Bankfoot and Little Glenshee. Hopefully it's not for much longer, because we're starting to feel it now. And then this branch is left and right, and we're going to take the left. So let's get up here and see where that path is. Okay, we're coming up on another deer fence here. It looks like we're going to have to climb over this kind of step ladder thing. But obviously this is Loch Tullybelton, with a great name. There's also some weird kind of square bushes over here. I thought they were little huts or something to begin with, but no, they're bushes. Weird. And also weird is this on the right, which is called Shell Brae. And I don't know why it's called that. Maybe there's fossils in it or something. Anyway, I suppose we've got to climb over this. Actually, we can just get over the fence here. We're almost back at the car, you can just see it over there. So that's been a quite interesting walk, I think. It got a bit windy there at the end. I think the weather closed in a little bit. It wasn't too bad at all. So don't forget, I'll put the route map onto Patreon so you can download it there if you want. In terms of distance, this is showing 18.62, so let's say 19 kilometres. Very good day. That's been a really great walk. So I'd highly recommend it, and I think we'll be back for some more. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Next week we're off to Loch Ness, so there'll be some videos from up there, which would be great. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.